only then would we recognize that there is in fact a hole, that there's in fact something missing. Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos. Parshas Vayetze. Time just flies. There's so many things in the Parsha, but I can't get past that first pasuk. Because I think in that first pasuk, there are so many incredible things. Vayetze Yaakov mi Be'er Sheva. Yaakov leaves Be'er Sheva, Vayelech Haran, he goes to Haran. We understand that he's running away from Esav. Things have dissolved at home. He can't stay there. He's on his way to find a shidduch. He spent 14 years in Yeshivas Shem V'Ever. And Rashi points out here that the language of Vayetzei Yaakov mi Be'er Sheva is unnecessary. Because once you tell me Vayelech Haran that he went to Haran, we understand the only way to get to Haran is to leave Be'er Sheva. So why does the Torah have to tell me L'hoyat Tzarech Lichtov Ela Vayelech Yaakov Harana? You only have to tell me that Yaakov went to Haran. So why is it talking about his leaving? Why does it have to accentuate the fact of Vayetzei Yaakov mi Be'er Sheva? So Rashi says that because Yitzias Tzadik min HaMokum, that when a tzaddik leaves a place, it makes an impression on a person. Shebizman said tzaddik be'ir, when a tzaddik is in a city, hu hoida, hu ziva, hu adara, he's the glory and the beauty and the value of a place. Yotzim Mishom, when he leaves there, pana hoida, pana ziva, pana adara. So then all the beauty leaves also, all the value, all the importance, all of that advantage, that's gone. Only problem with the Rashi is, Rashi's teaching us an important lesson. That while something is there, we don't always take it seriously. We take it for granted. And then when it's gone, then we miss it, and it leaves a hole inside of us. But why didn't Rashi teach me that when it says Vayetzei by Avraham, or when it says Vayetzei by Yitzchak? Why Dafka by Yaakov? So I once heard a beautiful explanation, because by Avraham Avinu, everybody knew he was there, and therefore everybody knew he was gone, because he was a person who was free lunch. He had a tent that was open on 4 sides. Anybody who needed it would come in, and they would get free meal. How much you want me to pay? No money. It's free. All I want you to do is to bless God. What's a blessing? He taught them about blessing. That was the price you had to pay. You had to bless God. Big deal. But it's free lunch. When he moved shop, when he moved town, everybody knew he was gone. Because you knew what you were missing. You knew what you had. Yitzchak, a person of phenomenal wealth. The money was there. Everybody was impressed. Everybody knew that he was around. When he left, you knew it was gone. But who was Yaakov Avinu? Yaakov Avinu was an Ishtam Yoshev Olim. Yaakov Avinu represented and offered Torah. He was just Kedusha, just holiness. When he was there in a place, he filled that place with holiness, but that's not always tangible. Especially when we become insensitive to the things around us. It's not always clear, that Kedusha. It's not always clear, that holiness. And therefore, while it was there, we didn't value it, and it was only when it left could we see the contrast. And only then would we recognize that there is, in fact, a hole, that there's, in fact, something missing. And that's the reason why Rashi waited until here to teach me the lesson, because here we would appreciate it. Here we would recognize and be able to understand. The message would resonate with us. That, you know what, when things are around, we don't always take them seriously. But when they leave, so then Pana Adra, Pana Ziva, the beauty goes. And then we really feel like we're missing something. And I think that this is a life's lesson that Rashi is teaching us. And that the power of this lesson is something that's so critical to us. Because we have so many blessings in our lives, so many incredibly beautiful things that we take for granted. We have opportunities that we take for granted. We're in situations, life situations that we take for granted. We have a car, we have a house, we have a little bit of money in the bank. Or we don't. But we have other things in our lives. And we don't always recognize how incredible they are until they get taken from us. You get your first kidney stone and you learn how to have kavana in the Asher Yasser. You learn what it means to value being able to work correctly, that everything should work the way it's supposed to work, with no pain and no blockages in the system. But you never thought about it until that happened. Until Le'olenu we get sick, we never think about our health. We're there and we're going to live forever and everything is going to be perfect. But then when you see a tzaddik min hamakom, when that special thing leaves us, Oisa Roshim, boy, do we get shot in the head. Do we get a wake-up call? But why wait until the wake-up call? Why not recognize the value of what we have now? Why not recognize the value of our parents? How lucky we are, those of us that still have parents. How lucky we are to have our parents. How lucky we are that our children have grandparents. And rather than take it for granted, rather than just accept that's the way life goes, value every second, every moment of it. Wow, how lucky we are that we have this. It's not everybody that has this advantage. Can you imagine if we lived our lives really appreciating all of the incredible things that were there and not taking them for granted? Then we wouldn't have to wait until you'd see a tzaddik min hamakom, until we lose those things, to realize how much beauty and blessing, how much advantage, how many incredible things were in our lives. Stop to think. Look at everything around you and evaluate it. Look at everything around you and say, I'm lucky I'm able to have this. I'm lucky I'm able to afford this. I'm lucky I'm able to live this way. I'm lucky I'm able to do this. I'm lucky I'm able to have these things. Let it make a roshim now while it's here, rather than just make a roshim, make an impression on us, leave a void inside of our lives when it's taken away. But appreciate it now while we have it. And bless God. Bless God every single day that we have all the amazing brachos, all the amazing things in our lives that we have, so that we don't have to say, Yitzias tzaddik min hamakom Hashem, but rather while it's here and while it's now, it makes such an impression and fills my life with so much greatness.